Say hello again.
Hello.
Say hello again.
Hello again.
There you go.
Okay.
We're going to be playing, me and Joe, we just moved into our new apartment. We'll probably do a tour of that somewhat soon. But
build everything.
we're going to be playing a visual novel that I made when I was 12. Are you thrilled? Are you excited?
Oh, me? Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Yeah. Be excited. Be. Okay, so
Excited?
I named this visual novel, I put it on to Mediafire, which is how I have it right now, but it's called Karasu no Hoyo, which I think means crow and embrace. I think that's what it actually means, but it's supposed to be Raven's embrace. But I was like a weeb when I was 12. I had just gotten into like the anime shit or whatever. And I think this one was especially like a rip-off of like I tried to be like Higurashi-esque, but not quite there. So you'll see.
Not quite there.
But not quite there. So, and there you go. There's my egotistic name that I decided to go by, my pen name Kami-sama. I'm no better than any jackass who decides to.
Now he's just GoatJesus.
Yeah, now I'm just GoatJesus. Clearly, I still have an ego problem.
I mean, Kami were usually like demigods, so it's kind of the same.
You know what? I don't even think this katakana is correct. Like, thinking about it, like, it's like, I mean, it's been a while since I did katakana, but it's like, netsu ka no tehe. So, I don't know. That doesn't spell Karasu no Hoyo. Anyway.
Maybe it's a subtitle that you just don't remember.
It's time we get this game into the spotlight of the world. You ready to play it, Joe?
Yeah. I'm ready. So do I play?
Yeah, you put new game.
Okay. I'm sorry.
Is there noise? This is a glass making chapter. I named it that because... Oh, I spelled chapter wrong.
Oh, there's all this text in the background. Is there a lore in there?
Yeah, there's supposedly like lore or something. I don't know.
I turned 16 about 4 weeks ago from today, I think.
He's unsure.
Yeah, I mean, okay. I'm the essence of average. The most thrilling thing that happened to me was finding out I had asthma. You mean the most thrilling thing that ever happened? Isn't that just... In my old school, I was there, and yet not. Isn't that just in my old... What? You know what I mean? I just kind of sank into the background.
He's basically, this guy's a fucking Gary Stu, if I remember correctly. He's a Gary Stu
wallflower that never does anything.
He's basically like a Bella Swan.
He's a deconstruction of the Gary Stu because he doesn't even have a vampire boyfriend. My mom's more popular than I am. God damn it, Mom. I mean, she wrote this bestseller called A Little Bird Knew. I almost never tell people she wrote. I'm sure I would have gotten more attention, but for all the wrong reasons. Your mom in real life writes books. So
but the funny thing is that I'm more famous than her now.
So you're better than Thomas. You're better than Gary Stu. Do you know how badass that is?
I am GoatJesus.
You're superior to a Gary Stu in real life. Okay. I try my best to be something noticeable, but each time I get dragged down by something.
This was like in my emo phase, you know?
Oh, everyone has that.
Like, everyone has that, like, oh my god, I just want to, like, fucking die, you know? Like, you know,
not like actually wants to die.
No, it's like, you know how Shinji Ikari is like actually has problems. Well, it's like
movies start out with him covered in water because.
I mean, we all actually have problems, but you know, I was a bit dramatic. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like everyone has problems that you are trouble. It's not a big deal. I mean, 90% of kids my age are like me.
I think. You can tell that there's a theme of uncertainty.
Yeah, it's like this guy doesn't know anything for sure.
But by the way, I used GIMP to edit this, which was like a Photoshop wannabe.
Yeah.
So like this background is actually just like a stock photo from online that I blurred and put a paper stock over, like a transparency.
There should be like Sonic Adventure elevator music in the background. It should be like down and down, down, down.
Well, the thing is, I was actually thinking of Higurashi in the way that they were doing.
So what's their music
Background.
sound like?
No, not the music. There's no music here.
Oh yeah,
Let's just keep going.
The style. But now I'm getting off topic. That's right, Thomas. Let me steer you back to the point. Okay, Thomas, take the wheel. We lived in a big city till now. My mom wanted to go to Boondocks. The Boondocks?
Yeah, I think that's what I meant.
It makes it sound like Boondocks is a restaurant. Like that.
I wanted to go to the TV show Boondocks.
Yeah, I am the stone that the builder refused, the individual. Apparently for my breathing problems. But who was she kidding? I knew she wanted the silence. The silence. Where we were moving to? I honestly couldn't care less. That's how you read it. Oh, so it's good grammar actually. I never expected to see those words in that order. I found the situation to be a little more than depressing. It's not like I loved the city, but I grew up there. It was home.
This actually plays into me like so hardcore because I moved around all over the place when I was a kid.
Yeah.
My dad was getting jobs constantly in different locations, and I was uprooted a lot. And you know, I think I made this because of how brooding I was about that in general. Yeah. Like it's kind of like that sort of thing.
Yeah, he's even a car. Like he doesn't even live in a house. He's just permanently in that car.
I feel that though. Like that's real.
That like constantly in transition.
Like even though this is a Higurashi ripoff fundamentally, like sort of.
Higarashi's in like one town.
But this was like me, you know. Like this was like
the personal expression, my inner darkness. One thing I would miss above all else was my friends I had.
Was my friends I had.
None of them get on Skype. Okay, so you already had Skype.
The Skype was something that I used when I was like maybe like 10 or 11.
There were two eras of me using Skype. There was like a long time ago, and then recently when I met you.
It was a thing. It's old. Skype is old as fucking balls.
It's an old software.
It's really old.
We used to use like America Online.
But you know, it's actually like it was good even back then.
Or is America Online? Was it AOL? Anyway, none of them get on Skype. They were more real world. They were more real world people. I'll probably never see James and the rest of them again.
I think I had just played Silent Hill 2 as well. Like I don't know if that's for a fact. Like don't hold me to that because it might not actually be a reference to Silent Hill 2, but I don't know. Like maybe I hadn't actually. I think that's actually just a coincidence.
Isn't there a character named Tommy or Thomas in like the Silent Hill 2, 3 part of the franchise? Like I could have sworn.
No, but I named this character here actually. It would evolve into the Tom that was in the short film that I made. Like this is a direct descendant of
Circulation Tom.
Circulation Tom.
Oh
I just used the name. Like it's not even similar character.
Circulation Tom also gets driven around by people constantly. And
but Circulation Tom is like he's about my adult anxieties and these were about my kid anxieties. So that's kind of like, you know, moving versus the failing in life and in general, that kind of thing. Yeah. So
none of them get up. Oh, I already read this. I'll probably never see the rest of them again, especially James. Thankfully, I didn't have a girlfriend.
These were my straight days, you know?
I'm just trying to understand like why he's thankful because he doesn't have to break up with her.
Yeah, because I didn't have to break up with her or whatever. That's the idea. I like how I said I didn't have to because it's totally Gary's story.
Yeah. Thankfully, I didn't have a girlfriend. It probably would have been worse if I had one, then moved 2,000 miles away or some high number like that. Oh my god. I like that wording. That's 2,000 miles away or some high number like that. I will walk 500 miles and
it's a little stiff.
What am I doing now? Well, I'm investigating the paranormal. Why, I'm praying some stray bullets will come rushing through the open car window and hit me. Oh man, it begins. I thought this was like a little bit more Juno, but it's getting a little bit Donnie Darko and heading down like some sort.
I hadn't even seen Donnie,
but I mean it's going a little bit more edgy now. It would be merciful and quick that way. I don't like this writing, but I'm not trying to make fun of this too much, but that line is destroying me right now. I would be merciful and quick that way. That's like stuff I would write when I was this age. Like, you're kind of in sync. Okay. You okay, Tom? I know it's hard moving, but in the end, you'll love it much more than the city. My mother told me.
I like how I use the right than. That's actually a rarity for me at this point, because I didn't like then. You know, I would make that mistake a lot.
Other than.
Yeah.
Sure, Mom. Whatever. I responded, trying to make myself sound 10 times more depressed than I actually was. Oh, he's kind of self-aware about it. Like, that's actually good. That's great, actually. Okay, so let's see. Oh, Tom, by tomorrow, after you go to school, you'll be bright as the sun, she assured me. Summer's 3 weeks away until it's over, Mom. I'm not going to school tomorrow, I pointed out, frowning. I knew that, she said defensively. I turned to look out the window again, and I saw something in a blurred rush.
No, wait until you see my great Photoshop skills, because I know what's coming up.
I'm really frustrated because I'm trying to remember a Rush song so I can make a Rush joke, but I can't remember any right now. Oh, I thought there was no text. I saw a sign. It said, Hillgrove ahead, and I only had a moment to read it before we sped away. That sounds like Dixie Chicks lyrics. Like, I could come up with a melody for it, but it would be too much for me.
Well, Hillgrove... Well, now... I don't know. I'm questioning if I had played Silent Hill or not at this point.
Hillgrove?
Because it reminds me of Silent Hill. But Hillgrove sounds like generic visual novel town, and I think I did that on purpose. So
welcome to Shady Glen. It's not a town. It's just a guy named Glenn who's pretty shady.
Only sometimes.
Emoto.
Immortals!
I turned to look at my mother in the driver's seat. Not like the seat belonging to the driver, but the seat belonging to the driver family. The driver's seat.
No, it would still use an apostrophe, even if it did belong to the family.
Hey, Mom, is the town we're going to live in called... Oh, that was my fault. Is the town we're going to live in called Hillgrove? I asked casually. Yeah. Why? Nothing, just wanted to know. It was going to be a dump. I was sure of it. Sure of it. I hate sand.
The cynicism.
The sign I saw was old looking, and it was all rusty. An unkempt place out in the boondocks. Okay, now boondocks isn't spelled the same way again. My day was getting better by the seconds. There's nothing I hate more than unkempt places. This kid,
dude, I had a thesaurus or some shit. Like, I don't know.
I do think it's really funny because it sounds like he has a history with unkempt. Like it's his least favorite band or something. I crossed my arms and stared out into the trees on my right. A few more moments passed before I heard my mother gasp. I turned to look at her, wondering what was wrong. She was a zombie, and there were ravens in the... No. Oh, look what a fantastic view. Oh, okay, that's fine.
Prepare for the stock photo.
Dun, 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 ba, 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 dun, dun, dun,
Man,
ba, ba,
I
ba.
did make it look really stylistically nice though. Like I remember that I added the like blur over here and like...
That actually does look pretty. I was kind of taken aback by the way that the colors and everything. I like the sky. I looked out the front window and saw a little mound of buildings resting on a tiny hill. As much as I hated to admit it, it did look very pretty. Looks depressing. I lied, turning to look back at her. You're so self-aware. I like this. This is like you. I don't know. You lowered my expectations about how good this was gonna be. It's better than I thought it would be. You're depressing, she told me, nudging me playfully. I'm contemplating suicide because of this, did you know? Oh my god, Thomas, way to just cut the bullshit. Also contemplating. He's not contemplating, he's contemplating.
Don't make fun.
It's when Tom contemplates. She chuckled, hearing the exaggeration in my tone. It'll be about half an hour until we reach the house, Tom.
You know, all this needs is to be polished, and then it could actually be published in Japan. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, you
like,
get
like, I could be the next Sword Online writer.
Okay, if this becomes a Sword Art Online, I'm waiting for it, but I think it's going to be more of an erased considering that it's so, like, ordinary subject matter. Like, the car's a robot.
It's at least has humor, like it's not humorless, you know, throughout most of it.
We descended the mountainside, and soon we entered the town at its base. That's wrong, we drove through the empty streets. Oh, no, wait, it is right, shit, now I don't know, I'm questioning everything.
At it is base? I don't think that's the right
It's the wrong it's, okay. Hey, look, that's the schoolhouse, she pointed out and parked in front of it to get a good look. God, I keep reading it wrong.
You want to read it wrong. You're like...
I want it to be wrong.
Michael writes worse than he does.
No, I think you're great. I just, it's a visual novel. You always have to do iterations to get out those bugs. My mouth dropped open when my eyes fell upon it.
Dude, this is so old that I was running a monitor. I just realized that was in this aspect ratio and not 16:9. Like,
so this is full view.
Well, it would have been full. It would have been full view on the computer that I was using, I think. Okay, we're back.
This looks like a preschool. How many kids live here? I asked, arrogantly.
It's supposed to be urgently.
I know.
It's a very bad spelling of urgently. There's a U.
Maybe it's urgently. Enough. Oh, enough. She said slowly. This isn't the only one in town, is it? I think this is the only one. I moaned. And banged my head against the compartment in front of me. I saw what was coming in the not-so-distant future. There's probably only a few guys my age who go to this school. If any. There's gotta be more guys. You'll have to see for yourself. You'll have to see for yourself when school starts. We should really get going now. After we left the school, we came to a place that was full of houses on either side of me. They weren't on either side of me until we came there, but I still hold them accountable. It was only a matter of time before our car parked right in front of a large white one. It's pretty good.
No, I think this was actually my house at the time.
Yeah, my house was large and white when I was
no, like the picture that you're about to see.
You mean like this is a photograph?
Yeah, this was my house at the time.
Hey, at least you created your own assets for the visual novel, unlike half the industry. The house looked rather old to me. I suppose it's expensive. Nonetheless, prices these days. Oh my god! It feels so nice to be out of that can. Wait, didn't they get out of the car earlier? No, they were just looking out the window. I exclaimed, grinning broadly. Nice to see you finally smiling, my mom said, beaming. As I heard her, I quickly changed my grin to a scowl. Don't expect to see it a second time. I'm still not happy about it. Well, it seems like the movie's already left. You know, I'm going to chalk that up to a glitch. I'm sure there's...
You can check the log to see if it actually is like...
I'm still... Wait, where is it?
I'm still not happy about everything.
Okay, so you really did write it. It's just...
Yeah, no, I think that's how it is throughout the entire thing. If it's cut off, it means it's like a glitch.
Well, it seems like the movie's already left. I thought Thomas's mother just interrupted him rudely or something. I think they did, I agreed dully. Oh, I think they did, I agreed dully. Why don't you help me unpack? She was suddenly cut off by a fit of coughing, an asthma attack. Stumbling, I fell along the car and started to cough more violently. I told you it was the most interesting thing about me. My mom was standing there, looking at me in horror. She had no idea what to do about a simple asthma attack. I reached for my inhaler and took it out of my back pocket, placing it in my mouth. I pressed
I
top.
never knew anybody who had asthma, and I never had asthma, so I have no idea how this works.
I pressed top.
I pressed top. I don't know.
Asthma, you know not to bottom this time. It's time to top.
Nice.
After a few spritzes. I think that's how you would spell spritzes. Yeah.
I don't know.
No, there's probably a Z, but I'm not sure. The wheezing and coughing subsided. I sniffled and turned to look up at my panic-stricken mother. Stricken, it hasn't seen it.
Seeing it, yep.
Are you okay? She asked gently. None thanks to you, Mom. Yeah, Mom, I'm fine. She laughed uncomfortably before saying, I haven't gotten used to your attacks yet. Have you been taking your medication? No. Yeah, I have. It's been getting worse as of recently.
Resently.
I think we need to see the doctor soon. Yeah, I think we should. She patted my shoulder. Why don't you go inside, Tom?
Why don't you mind your business and shut up, woman? Go make me a fucking sandwich. Asthma attack,
I don't
kid.
know how to make a sandwich. I don't even know how to deal with an asthma attack. Actually, can I walk around? I want to check this area out.
I think we're about to see some artwork I did on GIMP when I was fucking 12.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I'll start unpacking.
I'll start unpacking. Well,
I don't think I understood that. I had this idea because of Japanese writing that like ellipses means like a pause when actually it means like fading out.
Well, the
at
reason
least in screenplays.
ellipses in visual novels cause like the thing to wait before showing the next thing of text in a lot of engines. So you were probably trying to make it do that, but it wasn't programmed to or something. Well, I got out of work for the time being. It was about 2 years ago when I was diagnosed with moderately persistent asthma.
That's not right?
It is.
I didn't look at it.
I'm pretty sure it has an E, but
I would have thought that I would have copied and pasted that shit from like the internet
it
or
would have
whatever.
been easier, but you took the road less traveled and were better off for it. Basically, you cough and wheeze every day unless you take pills and check the peak veil meter frequently. I hated the damn thing.
I was getting edgy around this time.
Damn. I found out it had after an embarrassing experience.
An embarrassing
Experience. After an embarrassing
No, please. No. I'm starting to get embarrassed.
As you would imagine.
As you would imagine.
As you
Don't
would.
read it wrong. It's already wrong enough.
As you would imagine, I was poked fun at for a while. It did not help with my popularity in my old school. Everyone would say stuff like, ha ha, look, it's asthma. Whoa, what dicks would make fun of somebody with that? At least he doesn't have cancer.
Have you read Lord of the Flies?
I know.
Your asthma.
But he was like the best character. Is he even the one with asthma?
Yeah, he's got an asthma.
He was like the best guy. He was like the most useful one, and they were assholes. Anyway. Or, look, it's Virginia. Wait, what? I don't even get that one. Those kids are weird.
He's a virgin. He's 16. I tried to write a 16-year-old, okay?
Oh, okay. I was like, why did they expect a 12-year-old to not be a
No,
virgin?
I'm 12. The character's 16.
I thought that he was your age.
He's not that much of a Gary Stu.
Okay.
Like, I wrote him a little older.
Well, see, the thing about Gary Stews is that they don't always try to relate to people who are different. Like when they write those protagonists.
I don't have asthma either.
Yeah,
so,
yeah. You
like, I tried to give him a character.
Yeah, you're trying to think about him as a distinct individual from yourself.
The thing that I wrote that was similar was the moving aspects. I don't know if he's perfect either, so that's another thing.
Well, but what he's obviously not perfect. He's dishonest. He's like
Kind of a jerk.
he's edgy. Like, well, that one was for other reasons. I wonder what those reasons were. Anyway, most people forgot about my asthma until I had another attack. And then the fire and everything changed when the fire and
And then everyone would keep at it for a bit.
I just like to stick to myself usually. Sink into the scenery and stay in the shadows. Maybe in this new school, I could make a new person out of myself. Of course, that's assuming there's anyone my age to make a new person out of myself for. Make a new person out of yourself for yourself, Thomas. Not for
This
the
is
common.
also an original picture, by the way. I took this photograph. I remember that.
Lost in thought, I wandered off to some place. Where was I? I turned around and started to walk back, but ended up getting myself even more lost. That reminds me of the Brown Bunny saga, where like the motorcycle drives off and like comes straight back. Oh, this is just super indeed. I got myself lost in some forest in the boondocks. I've seen enough survival shows to know that people end up dead like this. Wait, survival... Survivor Man, dead. Bear Grylls, dead. I wasn't altogether sure what I should do. Damn survival shows.
I don't think it was those shows at this time. I think that was a little early. Like, I don't know what I was
Joe
thinking
versus
of.
the volcano.
Probably
I shouldn't
like
be alive.
Probably like Endurance or some shit like that was on Discovery
there's
Kids or whatever.
There are shows that show like stories of people dying. Damn survival shows. Damn fourth Chaos Emerald. I only watch them for the intense stuff, not the actual survival part. Damn you, DVR. It's not even the survival stuff. He admitted he was wrong. This guy is charming. I like this. Okay, I started to call for help. I sat on the ground and kept calling. Then the calling turned into singing. Yeah, singing helps me keep. Maybe if I just kept walking.
Singing helps. What was it?
Can you scroll down? You have to go.
Maybe I just kept walking.
Then all of a sudden.
Wait, can I?
Yeah, you're gonna have to wait a little while for the thing to update.
Start. Yeah, I guess it doesn't update.
Then all of a sudden, I heard a rustling. That's not how wrestling is spelled. I sure hopped. No, hoped.
I think it's hoped.
Yeah, it's hoped. No, I'm sorry. I was hopping that it would be spelled wrong. It wasn't a mountain lion or a hobo. Do they even have hobos here? He's making hobos sound like a species of animal. Hello. Hello. I heard someone say.
I think this is some of my artwork from this time. I'm gonna be real. Oh, I'm embarrassed.
I'm not laughing because it's bad. I like it. I'm laughing because I didn't expect it to be an anime drawing. I didn't.
Yeah, no, I was trying to go full weeb on this shit.
So this is an anime story.
It's with English characters.
This is like Disney's dinosaur
Like-
of anime.
Oh my god, it's all pixely too. Like I did this like pixel art or some crap.
It didn't look like it from a distance though. It looks like you used GIMP's like.
I think
You used like a pixel brush, but you colored it with normal painterly coloring.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck. It's
That face looks like a doll face.
I was legitimately when I was in my straight years though, it was like I was into redheaded chicks. That was my thing. So
That's cool. I turned around and I saw a hot-looking redhead girl in front of me. She looked about my age.
probably taken.
Exactly. Do you know what the mannerisms of Thomas remind me of right now?
What?
A hot-looking Christian redheaded girl with a boyfriend, freak, hot-looking.
Why you gotta make that comparison?
People can figure out what I'm referring to. If they don't know, they don't need to know. Well, I knew now there was at least one person around my age here. I was still disappointed it wasn't a boy like I was asking my mom about earlier. Oh, hi, I said, standing up, trying to sound casual. Why were you singing? I turned white with embarrassment. I could already see the new image I wanted to craft for myself melting. Oh. No reason.
Was I trying to use color theory or some shit? Because this is like, she's got green pants and red shirt.
She fits with the background pretty well, actually.
I don't know.
It's nice. No reason, I said sheepishly. So, are you the one who moved into the old house? She asked me. I nodded. My name is Thomas. Please call me Tom. And you are? Okay.
No, this was
Okay.
this
so-
was
this
this was
is
so,
before.
there's a reason for this. I think it was before because I didn't actually
It was
like.
before you met the person we know
I
called
think
Daenerys.
so. I think this. No. I met her really early. She got me into voice acting when I was like 13 or
So
14.
she's Chara in that like Undertale video.
This is a real person.
I
So.
guess. She told me nervously.
Or did I?
You were 12 back when you met her. Like, do you remember?
Something like that? Yeah.
Do you remember like?
I was 12 or 13 when we went out.
I mean, you would
I
be
might have been
12
13.
if you met her before this, but
Might have been 13. I'm rethinking.
it's not often you see a new face around.
I was definitely not 16. I'm just putting that out there. So
You were not 16.
I was not 16. This was definitely before I was 15.
It's
It's
not.
13 or 12.
I'm trying to figure out what voice to give this character because you said that like. Did you say what you were inspired by on this actual video yet? Because if not, I don't want to spoil it. But I think I'm gonna give this voice. It's not often you see a new face around here.
I don't know if I got her permission. This is kind of creepy. Thinking about it.
I don't know.
She's not even redheaded.
My drama teacher, he like they made a character in a film, like one of his friends, and named it after him, but it wasn't like him at all. So I think it's normal to do this. I laughed half-heartedly.
I like that arm right there, that hand. I like how
She's breaking her own arm. It's foreshadowing.
no, just so wrong.
Is that so? Can't say I'm surprised. I'm from the city. Where are you from? The city? I visited one once. I'm from here. I've lived here all my life, she explained quietly. Good. Maybe you know the way out of this forest. You see, I kind of got lost while looking around. Is that why you were singing Help Me? I felt my face turning red as a cherry. Yeah, I told her honestly. She broke into a smile. I like your singing. You're really good. My face became even more red. Was all I could get out. I never really talked with girls much, unless I had to. Most of them at my school were stuck up and rude, and Daenerys was actually nice, which made me choke up. Are you okay, Tom? I felt like giving myself a facepalm. This was not going well. Yeah, I'm fine. So what was the city like? She asked me, trying to relieve the tension.
The tension.
There are guns, gangs, muggings, drugs, explosions, bad air, and deaths. Rapes too. It's tons better than this. What the fuck? What the fuck? How is that better?
It's a joke. It's a joke. He's trying to tell a joke. I think.
She burst into laughter.
Oh
Okay.
my god.
Wait, did that actually work?
It did.
When she stopped laughing, she grinned at me warmly. Maybe I could show you around Hill Grove sometime.
I think this is like some fucking archetype or this is like manic. It's not manic pixie dream girl. It's like Dere Dere or something like that.
I can already tell she's crazy, and you didn't tell me.
No, she's not crazy.
She's not?
She's not. She's totally like the best girlfriend in the world,
Are
basically.
you saying that my whole trying to foreshadow her as some sort of axe killer is like...
No, but
misguided?
she was based off of Rena in terms of her design, I think. So,
It's just like weird, because... So you're saying I should drop the crazy voice?
yeah.
Aw. Blushing, I replied, that would be amazing. So do you want me to show you the way out? That would be helpful. Also, why don't you sound crazy anymore? I was very disappointed to learn that she was a normal person. Follow me. She spun around on her heel, and went to our right. It was weird how she knew the way out without a map or compass. But I suppose after years of going through the forests, you probably know your way out in a second.
This is another photograph I took.
It was a matter of moments before we burst out at the edge of the forest. It was lucky of me that a nurse was there to save my ass. I might have found my way out, but still. I turned to her and said, "Thank you. I don't know if I was going to make it out alone. Why were you in the forest?" "Me and some of my friends have a special secret hiding place out there. Oh, but don't tell them I said that. No newcomers. Anyway, I was just leaving when I heard you." "You mentioned a secret hiding place. Like a fort?" "Yeah, a fort," she grinned at me, then saw my expression. "I know it's a little childish, but hey, you guys don't do anything like..."
I started.
"No!"
What? No, ma'am, no.
"What? No."
No.
She perked up in horror. Perked up in horror? That is like the most like writer like concept of a description I've ever read. She perked up in horror. "Nothing like that, honestly. We just hang out and do stuff and things. And I've said enough." I blinked rapidly, then burst into laughter. "What's funny?" she asked defensively. "Nothing. I'm sorry." I chuckled. "It's just your face." "Huh? That's not a very nice thing to say." No. It was your expression. You're the prettiest girl I've met." I suddenly turned to stone, realizing what I had just... Her eyes became very wide all of a sudden, and she blushed like crazy. "No one's ever said anything like that to me." Confirmation that they didn't have sex in the fort was achieved. First day I met someone, and I'm already telling them they're pretty. And how much of an idiot am I? I needed to change the subject fast. I stood there looking at her, blushing harder than I ever had in my life. So who else is part of your club thing?" She was still blushing. "Well, it's not really a club.
It's more like a satanic cult. No, I'm just kidding. That's not actually what it is.
We just have sex here. We're not serious. It's just a place where me and my friends hang out. Only the three of us, including myself, know about it." "So then, how many kids live in this town?" I asked, fading back to my pale face. I'm not altogether sure," she admitted. "I think about 40. 40. Most of them are young, though." How old are you?" I asked casually, trying to
If she's 16, I swear to God, I'm gonna have a problem with my writing, like myself, because that's so like a fucking coincidence. Everything, she's too good. Like fuck this. She's like fucking dream girl, man. Like Jesus fucking Christ.
No, but the deal breaker, she won't let him into the fort, and you know what goes on.
Okay, good. At least I had the sense to make her a year older. That was my subversive quality, I guess. That I was trying to make her older than him.
She's turning 17 this year. That means she hasn't done it yet. She's still 16 right now.
Oh fuck! We're the same age. Shit! I only took.
Oh, cool. We're the same age. I'm 16. I told her, ignoring the fact that I just turned 16. So she's about a year apart.
She's almost a year older. So.
"Oh, I gotta go now," she informed me, looking at her watch. "It's about lunchtime at my house." "I recall you saying you'd show me around town. Can we meet here at 1 o'clock tomorrow?" I asked eagerly. She blinked a few times. "Oh yeah, sure. I know where you live. In the old White House, right?" "Yeah, that's the one." I nodded. I think. Can you stop thinking and know, Tom?
It's a theme, or something.
"I'll see you tomorrow, Thomas. It was nice meeting you." She beamed, still blushing a little. "You too," I cried to her as she ran off. Fuck. Holy shit, she ran like lightning. I watched as she faded into the distance. I knew as I stood there that I would be waiting by the door for her next day. She was amazing. Okay. Maybe you should read Thomas from now on. I keep screwing him up.
I think that's it, but let me
There's
see.
not more?
Wait, no, I think there might be. Continue. Wait.
Yes!
The tempering chapter. This is about glass.
Tempering steel, glass making. At least it's craft work. There's consistency.
Yeah, that's craft work. I think it was supposed to be about like he's trying to craft a new self for him in the town.
The next chapter is going to be like the bloodletting chapter. The rest of the day was spent unpacking boxes. With some effort, I managed to get my room looking nice. Yeah. When I had woken up, the next morning, it was nearly 12 o'clock. I always overslept. I often spent my nights on the internet until about 2 a.m., so it really didn't come as a shock when I woke up late. That was me. There was a cooler resting in the mudroom. This acted as our temporary refrigerator. Yeah, that's correct. I was going to get hungry later, but I wanted to meet with Daenerys as soon as possible. It was a sacrifice I was willing to make. I had 3 options. I could eat something, or I could skip out. If I ate, I wouldn't get hungry later, but I might be. I'd get there for sure. I'm gonna do both. Headcanon. You can choose from 3 different... Aw, he's gonna have to choose after all. 3 different options. Each one will affect how the story continues. Think and choose wisely. Yogurt, nothing, toast. Well, I love Evangelion, and in Evangelion, Rey eats toast. So
I think you have to go for yogurt, though. I think that's the only one I programmed.
I'll say yogurt spelled wrong. Okay, let's go. I grabbed some
yogurt
that was in there. Told my mom I was going... Okay, what? I grabbed some yogurt that was in there. Told my mom I was going exploring again. It's like a run-on sentence. It's awesome. I headed out the door. It made a little noise as it fell into place on the doorway. It took me about 15 minutes to reach the area where we agreed to meet yesterday. To pass the time, I started to eat my cup of yogurt. Yogurt. You know, that's a brand of yogurt in this world. That's how we're explaining it. I had forgotten a spoon, so I drank it for the sake of all things lazy in me. Sake isn't spelled wrong. I just like saying sake when I see it.
Well, you know, one thing, though, is that there's at least some nice attention to detail in terms of, like, didn't bring a spoon, gotta drink it, that kind of thing, I guess.
I didn't bring a spoon, but I missed. I was waiting for Daenerys to come. And boy, did she. She was in the fort. And you know what she does in the fort?
She does sex in the fort.
The fort is like the new... that's what...
I peered down at my watch. Only 40 minutes. 40
minuets.
That's an actual word. This is the time where I was really like... I'm dyslexic.
Yeah.
And for some reason... Minuets and minutes are something that took me years to figure out the difference.
You know what's funny is...
I like relearned minutes over and over. Oh wait, I changed the dialogue.
You know, minuets is an actual word though, so technically you're not spelling it wrong, you're just choosing the wrong word.
After a while of waiting, the hot sun pounding on my back, I heard a rustling in the trees. I looked up expecting Daenerys to be there.
It was Edward.
I suppose it was weird. Now that I think back on it, I guess I didn't make much sense of why a man would come out of the forest randomly. There he stood, a tall man, mustache, slightly askew and balding. And then it crashed. I think that's literally the end. But okay, so let me tell you what the story was going to be. So what it was is that you were going to have your perfect dream girl, right? She's going to be like perfect in every way. And then you were going to like encounter the serial killer. And the serial killer was going to dismember a body part from her every week, and you had to figure out the puzzle of who the serial killer was and track them down to their location.
The faster that you catch them,
the faster you catch them, the different the ending is, because depending on how mutilated she is, you get a different ending.
So like do you learn about her to care about her more from her family or something during the investigation or something?
Yeah, I mean, you're supposed to like. There's a lot of character development at first, and then the events happen, and then you got the actual game where you explore the city and you do like Like that was the idea. Is like
I guess that's why she's
try to figure out hints and stuff. That's why she's a dede.
Yeah, I know. She's like a perfect girlfriend because like you gotta care about her so that you can solve the mystery. I mean, it's kind of weird though that
like I was gonna make it so that the first night that they're like after they had sex is when it was gonna happen, because in like horror movies.
Whoa, like these two have sex.
Yeah, they were going. Dude, I was like 12 or 13, but then I was like, ooh, you know, like boobs are scary, but they're also nice.
Boobs are scary, but you know what's scarier? Serial killers. That's what I learned last summer.
But I was inspired by Higurashi to do this because it was basically I'd seen it when I was 12.
And that one had similar elements, moving to a new town.
It was moving to a new town. Like that sort of thing. So
it's really weird that like in order to motivate the player to care about the woman that's being killed by a serial killer, it's just a natural writing thing to make her like perfect, because it's like, man, they really have to like this girl in order to save her.
She's definitely a Mary Sue.
Like I want to make a story where like this like ugly guy that nobody likes. Like I'm not saying that I consider anyone ugly.
No,
but
I think
like,
the idea is at least I mean, it's a damsel in distress story, but I think it's at least a decent idea. I want to see if you can reverse the genders and like how that would be.
I want to make it lesbians saving each other from.
No, that would be kind of interesting, right? Is like you have like okay, and then you develop them with flaws. I think that's the important thing, because at this point I didn't understand in writing that you need, for me at least, to really care about the character, they have to be significantly flawed in some way.
You know, what you could do that might be interesting is, like, you find out that he killed people before, and then, like, you have sequences where he's trying to save her, but also, if you fuck those up, you get a second chance, because there's, like a Saw sequence where she's in the place, and she has to, like, play by the guy's rules in order to find a way to not lose the limbs or something. I don't know. But you could do all kinds of stuff.
But it's like, it was really interesting because I remember one of the endings was like, I think if she got both of her legs like chopped off or something, then you would basically go out with her for a while, but then it was like you would like go your separate ways and stuff like that, and there was like
she would ride off on her wheelchair.
She'd ride on her wheelchair.
And you would get stuck in the car again, moving to a new town.
And if she was like nothing but a torso, there was something else with that. And if it was like nothing, then you guys would be like in the perfect relationship. Like, so
somehow, like, if she loses all her limbs, then you mean if like she doesn't lose any? If
she doesn't lose any, then you're in the perfect relationship. You're supposed to be rewarded for how well you did it.
Wouldn't the game be pretty short if you like did that?
Yeah, if you know the answer right away. So it's technically, if you wanted to do like a second playthrough and knowing the solution, you could like fucking beat it and like get that. Yeah. So that was the idea. That was Karasu no Hoyo, which is crow and embrace. I think is what it is in Japanese.
Now that I think about it, The Goonies is kind of about rescuing a guy.
This was definitely before I took Japanese class when I was 15.
Yeah. Because
I actually knew like basic Japanese grammar and spelling, so I wouldn't have fucked it up that badly. Yeah. This was either when I was around 12 to 14, and I think it was when I was 12. It could be when I was 13, but it's something like that. It sucks. I think that
I kind of like the idea of it. I just think it's like, it definitely, I would have.
I mean, from a modern lens, 21 now, I definitely approach this differently.
I like the main character a lot, though. I think he has this nice quality of like, he's sort of like full of it, but he knows. And he's kind of honest with himself about it, and that makes it almost charming. Like, you took a character trait that's usually tiresome in other characters and made it likable because of this spin on it.
That is actually something pretty clever. I wonder if I was self-aware about that or not.
You realized that you did it.
Yeah, no,
because it seems like it was meant to be comedy, but it worked really well.
It's an idea that might be worth expanding on at a different point in my life,
because that's one thing I always wanted from like edgy characters, was like an edgy character that kind of knows that they're too edgy and they're like, maybe I should dial it down a bit. So 4 out of 10 would play again. That was my visual novel from when I was 12, and thank you all for watching. This was GoatJesus and Vietra.
Yeah, and we are Jesus, whatever.
Where's the camera?